My name is Austin Dressman, and I'm the Community and Events Manager here at Engaging Networks. And we are very excited to be joined by Hani. He's our product manager, and he's amazing, and he's great at walking through some of this stuff. And he's going to walk us through the new SMS tools.
Thanks a lot, Austin, and good to see everyone here. My name is Hani, and I'm the product manager here at Engaging Networks. It'll be my pleasure today to go over our SMS module and also to dive a little bit deeper into our newest feature, which is SMS Inbox. All right, so with SMS, in order to use our SMS module, the first thing you would need to do is to have a Twilio SMS account. So we use Twilio as our vendor for SMS communication. Once you have set that up with Twilio, you would go to account settings, extensions, Twilio, and go ahead and click on Connect Account. In the Connect Account window, you would enter your account SID, your authorization token, and the service ID. So all of these are values available in your Twilio account when you set that up. In addition, you would need to select the opt-in question that you had already defined. So this opt-in question will be specifically used for any SMS communication. At the same time, you would select the short URL domain. This what would show if you had sent any links in the SMS chat. A couple of things while in this setup window. So in Twilio, we recommend disabling the Twilio opt-out handling mechanism because this is actually handled by Engaging Networks. So we have set up our own webhook so that if a supporter opts out, we actually get notified about it, and then we perform the necessary changes in Engaging Networks to opt out that supporter. If you're using Twilio's own, then there's really no way to get that notification. So you would need to disable the Twilio opt-out handling mechanism. Another thing in engaging networks, when you're using the mobile number, you would need to use the tagged field, which is the second phone number. So if I go here to the account data structure, there's the second phone number. So this is a tagged field. This is the field that needs to be mapped to your mobile number. So this is a requirement to use the SMS communication through this field. And on that, we need to collect the phone numbers in the E.164 format. And that's like the standard phone format in the representation of like plus country code and then area code and then the number without any spaces or any characters. So like +1, 123, 456, 7891, So just a standard, this is a standard phone number that would need to be sent to Twilio to process the SMS communication without or with full compatibility. So that's like from an account setup perspective. Now, when you're working with SMS, a key point would be keywords. So with keywords, there are two types of keywords. There are regulatory keywords and there are what we call campaign keywords. So for regulatory keywords are keywords that are related to, for example, signing, opting in, opting out, things of that nature. And those are actually defined here. If you click on the account that you set up over here, click on that SMS icon, you get to define that over here. So for example, if you want to put a specific opt-out text, you get to define that here. Words that will trigger a subscribe, you can enter those words here with a response message. The same thing with an unsubscribe with a response message. So these are like what we call kind of regulatory keywords. So those are defined in this section. At the same time, we offer campaign keywords, and those are done by going to marketing tools and then click on keywords. Over here, you get to define, you kind of like, campaign specific keywords for anything else per se. So for example, I define the word demo here as the keyword. I can select the campaign type, either auto reply or sign up. And the difference between these two campaign types is that if I choose auto reply, it's just like a simple auto reply. So when the supporter text demo, then I'm just gonna like auto reply with like, the message here. And in the message, by the way, I can insert supporter data to make it more personalized, or I can, at the same time, I can insert a page link if the action requires that. So it's like a simple kind of auto reply thing. For sign up, it takes that an extra step. So with that, you can mark a supporter having taken action in a specific sign up page. So you would select the sign up page from here. At the same time, since this is sign up, so like, the intent, let's say it's there, so you can immediately opt in this supporter based on, the whatever opt-in SMS question that you have set up. In this case, this is the mobile opt-in that I have here. So that's really the difference between these two campaign types. But the idea behind it is, it's a keyword you set up, and then, based on that, you show the specific auto reply that you want. At the same time, here you specify like the account that you want to send that message from, and then the status, whether live or inactive, to actually be activated. Here you have the option to include the opt-out text, and this is what you had defined earlier in that regulatory window, so that it's automatically appended to each message. Uh, so, and by the way, while we are in this opt-in, opt-out area, I just want to also clarify that when a supporter wants to opt out, requests to opt out, then we actually apply that opt-out to all records associated with that SMS number to make sure that, this SMS number with any records associated with it is completely opt-out, so they will not receive any communication. But if the supporter requests to opt in, or opts in, then we apply that to the most recently modified record for that SMS number, associated with the SMS number, since it's likely that that most recent record contains the most current and accurate information about the supporter's preference. Uh, While we are in keywords, we have the ability to do a keyword report. So if I click on this keyword report over here, I can select a specific date period, and then based on that date period, I can get details related to, the supporter, their emails, their names, etc., the keywords used by those supporters, and the response date and time. So it's an extra feature that we provided so that, you can easily export those keywords straight from this keyword area. So far we talked about setting up the Twilio account into Engaging Networks. We also talked about setting up keywords, whether regulatory keywords or campaign keywords. We talked about specifying what field to use to capture the mobile phone number and the format that is needed for the mobile number. Now let's talk a little bit more about, the usage of SMS in engaging networks. If I go to marketing tools and click on broadcasts, so over here, I can create a broadcast based either on SMS or email and SMS delivery method. If I choose that, then I need to define, the account that I had set up from before. For the purposes of this demo, I am not going to go through how to set up a broadcast. That's something a little bit different. But the idea is, that broadcast and that message can be set up based on this delivery method. Now, the extra information here is reporting. So for each broadcast, for example, this is an SMS test that I already sent. If I click on that reporting icon, I get more details about it. And by the way, on this, we have heard feedback from clients on ways to improve this broadcast reporting and to add more SMS related metrics here. So it is something that we are considering, and it's forthcoming. But for the time period right now, if you have different split messages defined, then those will show here in addition to the core message. for A/B testing. Over here, you have this performance section, which shows like total opens over time. And if you have links within the SMS, then those will show here with more statistics on those links. Another area to use SMS in our module would be in marketing automations. So in marketing automations, you can, let's go ahead and set up a new automation. For the purpose of this demo, just go ahead and select general. Let's go ahead and give it a name. Okay, select the objective. And over here under SMS sender, once you actually choose an SMS account, then this kind of enables the SMS automation to show in the next step. Actually, the next step would be to choose the specific opt-in for these supporters. In this case, it's mobile opt-in in my case. And then here in the supporter workflow for the automation, over here now you can see two new icons. There's this SMS icon and then there's the SMS and email icon. So if I choose to add SMS to this automation, then I get to define the message that I want to send. I can put like a name. Again, similar to those campaign keywords. I can insert supporter data. I can insert page data. Excuse me, I can add even more analytics data over here. You get to define that specific SMS message. If you choose to include SMS and email, it's the same thing, but here you can define the template for the broadcast. Let's add some information here. And once you kind of, you're set with this email template, you get the option whether to, as part of this automation, to send the SMS and the email, or you can send SMS if available or email if not as a fallback. So you get to choose, the method that you want to use here. At the same time, you can edit the SMS with the same interface as we have here to input your message. So that's for marketing automation. The other area I want to also showcase with SMS is keywords. If I click here on marketing tools and inbox, if I click on marketing tools and inbox, this is the SMS inbox. It's a new feature that we recently launched. The idea behind SMS inbox is we want to allow our clients and their supporters to further engage and to, in essence, to continue the conversation. And to be very clear here, SMS inbox is not like a WhatsApp solution. So it's not about creating an SMS message and sending it to a specific recipient list. The idea behind SMS inbox is or came from the current situation where you would create a broadcast, for example, send it via SMS to your supporters. Your supporters can interact and reply through a specific keyword, and you would have that defined. But that's pretty much where the journey ends. If the supporter texts more details or they want to ask specific questions, etc., there's really no way to further interact with the supporters. So with SMS inbox, that's where it works so that after you send this broadcast, after you send this automation, even after you have that keyword auto reply being sent, if the supporter wants more details, then that message will actually be exposed here in this inbox so that you're aware of it and that you can act on it. Over here on the left-hand side, we show the supporters in addition to the most recent message and their origin, the origin for that message. You can search by supporters over here. And when you click on a supporter, you get to see the full conversation that you have between yourself and the supporter. For each message, we show the name of the sender, in this case, the supporter, the message itself, the message itself, the origin, and the timestamp for that message. Over here, we have two colors. The orange is for any messages sent by the agent, the nonprofit, and the green one is pretty much everything else. Uh, Now, a note here on the origin with SMS, it's not like email, right? So SMS doesn't have a lot of, or doesn't give us a lot of details about, where the message is coming from, etc. It's not like email. So when we include the origin here, it's really our own algorithm on a best effort situation to actually show where that message technically originated from. So in this case, it says reply to a broadcast. So this is actually a broadcast that I sent, Hani SMS test hyphen core. So this is a broadcast that I sent to myself. And then on my mobile phone, I texted, I need more details. So it's then that that message is actually got exposed here in SMS inbox because it requires more action. I replied back as the agent, thank you, etc. And then, on my mobile phone, I texted, I appreciate it. And then as the agent, I sent this message. And then everything else here is what I sent from my mobile phone. Demo here is a keyword that I used, and that's like the auto reply for that keyword based on what I just set up in the campaign keywords. A couple of things here for SMS inbox. This is where you would send the message. So you just type in the message and send it. You can also have reply templates. So these are templates that you would define, for I guess, everyday simple responses. So, once you have those defined, you can just click on this icon and then it just show here that, and then you can send it. So it makes things a lot easier for communication. Uh, at the same time, you can opt out a supporter from the screen. Maybe they requested it. Maybe the conversation is going in a different direction, so you can immediately opt out the supporter over here by clicking this button. And this button is linked to whatever opt-in question that you had defined earlier when you set up your Twilio account. So whatever that question is, that's the question that we're going to set to no or n. And once you do that, now you can no longer interact with this supporter. It would show the message this supporter has been opted out, so you can no longer send any communication to this supporter. If you want to know more details about the supporter, you can click on View Profile. So this will give like a snapshot with more details about the supporter. You can then click on view full profile to like, if you want like even dive a little bit deeper. And over here, as you can see, this is the mobile opt-in question that I defined. Now it's changed to N. If I change that back to Y, click on save, close this out. Let's check again to make sure it went through. Uh, no, it didn't. Okay, so maybe that's a bug there. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I need to refresh the page. Hold on, let's see. Oh, okay. So there's something going on here, folks. But the idea is once you actually set this up to yes, then when you come back here, then you get to see that box here at the bottom to interact with the supporter so that the supporter is opted in. Yeah, so that's it for the SMS module at Engagement Networks. Oh, now it's working, so I guess there's a bug there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hanny. I appreciate you taking time to go through all that. We've got a lot of questions coming in here, and I wanted to address one thing right off the bat that somebody over there asked. Sarah asked in the chat about uh, just how to even have access to this in the first place, this tool, and it's something you should have access to. It might need to be turned on, just in case if you aren't seeing it on your end, but it is. We have up to 500 opt-ins for that are complementary with being with engaging networks, and then there's a scale that goes up from there. So starting at 500 is free, and then there's you can get with your account success manager who can kind of speak to what that scale looks like, what your list might look like. But I don't know, Angela, if there's anything you want to add to that or
No, everything that you mentioned was actually accurate. So there's a pricing difference between just how much based on the opted-in supporters or supporters that you have in your account. So it is best to speak to your Engage Networks account success manager as they can relay those information and like the different pricing for your organization to have the SMS enabled to your account. So not necessarily if you already have broadcast that you can have SMS already at the same time. So yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Angelo. So yeah, just get with your account manager, and then I do see that there was a specification here that Sarah was referring to marketing automation specifically, like having the SMS icon connected to your marketing automation. Where that is. Can somebody speak to that, maybe?
I believe there is also something there, but I'm not 100% sure. So it is again best to speak to your ASM or your account success manager in regards to like having that on your marketing automations.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Yeah, they might be connected there, Sarah, as far as
Yeah, because
if
it's
you
still
guys have
connecting
that.
to
Yeah,
the Twilio with the phone numbers and like linking the data and stuff. So there might be.
got it. Perfect. Okay. Thanks for the clarification there, Angelo. And thanks for that question, Sarah. Let me pull up the other questions here. Okay. One that was here early on was will CPaaS providers other than Twilio be considered in the future?
Depends on demand. So if a lot of clients are asking for it, then we can consider it.
Perfect. Okay. So if I know that person anonymous that um, submitted that, if you have anything specific that you have in mind, please let us know. Reach out and we'll make sure we get that on as a like a feature request or just can look into that for you. So let us know. Um, got one here. Are there any plans to add additional search functionality within the SMS inbox?
Specifically search like from within the message or something else.
I think maybe to search and if this person wants to clarify, but it's basically searching within the inbox, the SMS inbox, if there's like more of a search
Uh,
function there.
yeah, yeah, we can consider that for future use. Absolutely.
Perfect. And I'll note that we will add these as feature requests, or we'll get that to the right team there for that. We have two separate short codes. Any plans to expand the SMS inbox to accommodate this?
Yeah, so right now you have to set up one default account for SMS inbox. Uh, as more clients use this and more demand is needed for having more than one account, then yes, we can consider that too.
Okay. Good note there. A couple feature requests. If anybody else has one, by all means, drop that in, or you can even email me directly, and I'll make sure that gets to the right person. Diana is asking, a lot of our supporters are responding back with multiple numbers to our SMS that they're sending. Are they getting the responses for all of those requests, or do they have to respond one number at a time?
I'm not sure I fully understand like why multiple. So like you have more than one Twilio account enabled? I'm not
I
sure
think
if I
it's I
understand the
think it's
question.
more of I think it's more of like the supporter having different phone numbers and then they
So
text
like
back.
different records.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that creates like a different supporter record in the system that is now linked to that, which causes like you to have like duplicated records within the account that could cause like when you're trying to send out an SMS that they could receive like multiple SMS messages or like in your broadcast email too as well. They could receive like multiple things at the same time. So it would be best to respond back on the same phone number so it doesn't create that difference or like that issue with the supporter's record.
Perfect. Thanks for that extra context there, Angelo. And Diane, if you have any other questions around that, if we didn't get to it here, just let us know. Reach out. Joshua here is saying if a Twilio account has multiple sub accounts, do they all have to use the same opt-out when setting up the initial connection, or can we connect each sub account to a specific opt-out? Or
You can you can you can set up different SMS opt-ins in when you add that Twilio integration with the different phone numbers, or you can have the same exact one. It just depends on like how you're capturing that. If there's in your organization there's a different area of need for like a specific phone number that you can reach out to those constituents versus like a different phone number for another set of like constituents or supporters. So yes, you can do either way.
Perfect. Um, and I'm just looking. Oh, it looks like Diana provided a little more context on what she was talking about there, but I'll hold off for a minute because I think looks like Marcy might be answering that. Um, Ronan is asking, can you expand on the validator for phone number on Engaging Networks forms? So phone numbers are ingested into Engaging Networks in the correct format for Twilio.
Yes. So on if you go to your I'm just visualizing this in my head. So if you're on your Engaging Networks account, if you go to any page, or you can just go to pages and then click alerts and validators. And then you go to validator, you create a validator. There is an option where we have a default like phone number validator that you can use. This automatically makes sure that any submission of a phone number on that field will trigger that it needs to be that E.164 format. So if they don't submit it that way, they won't be able to complete the form. There is also another way where you can do a custom validator where you create this regex for like different phone numbers depending on like which country they are in. So it automatically captures like the area code of that phone number. So it doesn't like create everything like in US phone number or in Canadian phone number or like in UK phone number and stuff like that.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Angela. And if anybody has any specific like questions about how that works, definitely feel free to reach out. I got a little more clarity on the other question that we just had been on a few moments ago about a lot of our supporters are responding back with multiple numbers to our SMS. They're getting responses, or are they getting the responses for all those requests, or do they have to respond one number at a time? And what Diane is referring to is there's like number one, learn more about us. Number two, learn how you can help. Learn number three, how you can join our leaders club, and kind of listing all these options they can kind of respond to. So if they respond with one of those numbers or multiple numbers, if they're saying I want to join the leaders club, I also want to check out the blog, will they get responses for all of those requests, or should they be responding one number at a time for that specific campaign? Does that make sense?
That's a good question. I'm actually not 100% sure. Unless Angelo knows, we'll probably need to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that it just depends on like the keyword that they respond back to. So if like every number is a keyword, then they could get like those different responses. But if there's like only one keyword for that list, then it's only gonna be like one message that they're gonna receive. So we can discuss more about it. If you can send support like a ticket regarding it, we can definitely look into it further.
Actually, our colleague also just mentioned that if they replied a string of numbers, then they won't get a response.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess that's what happens.
Is that Camille?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing a test a lot lately, so she would
Okay,
know better.
perfect. Yeah, Camille, let us know if you have any other things you want to add to that, but thank you for chiming in there. One other question here came in from Emily. It says for emails, a quote unquote bad email address will bounce and get suppressed. What happens when we have a quote unquote bad phone number and try to send them an SMS?
Hmm. I'll have to double check what Willie sends back. I'm not sure.
Okay, so that might be one we have to like really look into there. Okay,
Yeah.
good question.
Hey, just chiming in. The supportal page we have for this says that messages that are undelivered will be automatically opted out, and there's a few codes there that you can see that I think are Twilio codes probably. I will paste them in the chat, but hopefully that answers your question.
If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly if you want. I'll put my email there, although you probably have it as you've heard from me to get this webinar logged on to this webinar in the first place. And I can just make sure I get that question either the product team or support or whoever it needs to go to if you aren't sure who to ask. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Hani. Thank you, Angelo, Marcy, Camille. Appreciate everybody. And we'll see you on the next time.